Hi everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, bringing you another video. And this one is following a thread that began on the channel Rufus. You should check it out and subscribe. I have subscribed to it as well. And the thread is Gimme 10 Rock Music from Around the World. So the concept is to show examples of rock and rock influenced music from around the world, excluding Great Britain and North America, in particular Canada and the United States. I'm presuming, Mexico and Central America and Caribbean island nations, would be fine for it. It's just the idea that to avoid showing music and groups from Canada, United States, and Great Britain. So it also is supposed to be like 10, and I expanded that a little bit beyond the number 10. But I've got some examples that I will quickly go through because I also have needle drops to accompany this. Interestingly, when I was checking whether I was going to have any copyright violations with my needle drops, I found out that I'm going to be blocked in Russia, but I don't care. And because, we're talking about international music, world music, I put on, I've got my hard rock t-shirt from Bali and this batik shirt that I also got in Bali. Very, very nice. Batik is a beautiful craft from Bali that, where the fabric is painted with these very elaborate design. So anyway, let's get started. And the first one, I am going to begin in Asia, and I'm going to go to the country Thailand with this one, Khana Bierbood, and the album is Strangers from the Far East. It is from 2012, and it's on the Gurguru Brain label. Now, there is a band called Gurguru. However, this is the Gurguru Brain label, and it is an Asian label that specializes in psychedelic music from Asian countries, Asian acts. So, Khana Bierbood, I would describe them as, psych and garage rock, and very, very lo-fi, and you'll hear that with this needle drop. The name of the song is Bad Trip. Next, we're going all the way up from Thailand to South Korea. And we're going to talk about Shin Hyun and Yeopjuns. Now, this was a release from 1974. And I've done a pretty thorough video about Shin Hyun before. I will have a link in the down under to that video. He is considered the godfather of psychedelic rock in South Korea. It is a fascinating story that I go into about him and his background. He was a political prisoner for a while because following the Korean War, South Korea was run by a dictator, and he ran afoul of the dictator and was imprisoned. The majority of the material on this record is very similar to Savoy Brown, early Fleetwood Mac, and there's a funky groove through a lot of it. He also employs a guitar playing style at times that was later used extensively by some math rock bands, in particular the band Slint. And the needle drop is actually an instrumental that I will play for you that's a little bit different from the other material on here, and it's called The Rising Sun. Up next is another act, but a more recent act from South Korea, known as Akdong Musician. They also go by the name of AKMU. And it's a brother-sister duo. They are the children of a Christian minister from South Korea. And they were propelled into stardom by a television show there that's kind of like their version of American Idol. They are very popular, but not quite as big as BTS. But they are really, really popular. They don't have a lot of material that's available, so I ended up downloading some of their songs and burning my own CD. They do have a couple CDs, or well, they're EP CDs, and then there is their latest one is released on vinyl. However, after the guy of this duo finished his compulsory military service, and then they came back and started recording again. I mean, I like pop music, but I just didn't have what I liked before he went into the military service. But anyway, the song I'm going to play for the needle drop is one that is called Melted. And it's about the trepidation youth feels entering adulthood, because adults are duplicitous and it's difficult to find someone who is genuine. And I'll have a link to a video of this song as well, so you can hear it, but you can listen to this needle drop here. All right, now we're going to head to a little bit more to the south, and that is going to be to Taiwan. And we're going to be talking about this fellow here, Chang YuSheng. Now, Chang YuSheng, I have actually a couple records of his on vinyl. They tend to be, I don't want to say custom releases, but they're numbered limited releases. They're difficult to find, they're expensive. But I do have this compilation on CD. He is a pop legend. He was huge in Taiwan during the 80s. And he died in a car crash at the age of 31 in November 12 of 1997. Apparently the cause was listed as sleep deprivation. And there's a shrine there, you know, as I say, because he was really, really popular. He was also known as the Taiwanese Whitney Houston because he had such an amazing vocal range. And what I'm going to play for my needle drop is a song called, I think it's called Chung Di Ya, which translates into Oh My Brother. And there's a little bit where he's playing acoustic guitar. It's part of like a rehearsal before it launches into the fully produced song.
兄弟啊，我有多么的爱你，因为失去要比拥有容易。
Now we're going to take a jaunt up north to Japan. And the music of this fellow, Cornelius, and the album is Fantasma, and this was released in 2016. I, again, have a much more in-depth video that I'll have a link to in the Down Under that goes into more about Cornelius, another very interesting character, and someone who largely plays all the instruments on his releases, but does tour with others. His name comes from Cornelius in the Planet of the Apes. His musical style pulls from many genres, including the Shibuya pop, math rock, shoegaze, even some industrial electronica kind of stuff. And I'm going to do the needle drop for one of his bigger hits, I guess you could say, or more well-known pieces. It's called Starfruits Surf Rider. Now we're going to go to the other side of the world, to Europe. And I'm going to be talking about a band named the Staat. And the album is Bubblegum. It was released in 2019. I believe it is their most recent release. They are from the Netherlands. Kind of a, I don't want to say industrial rock, but it's a pretty hard-edged rock, and at times is quite political. The needle drop I'm going to play for you is called Kitty Kitty. Now a little bit north of the Netherlands, we're going to go to Sweden, where this band comes from. Goat, and the album is Requiem. It was released in 2016. They're an experimental collective psych rock band or commune that is from Sweden that tends to obscure their identities by wearing these tribalistic masks. Their music is a combination of African rhythms and rock and different instrumentations. The song that I'm going to play for you, the needle drop, is called Trouble in the Streets. We're going to drop back down to the Netherlands for this band, Altin Gun, and their I think this was their debut from 2018, and it's called On. Now, this band was formed in the Netherlands, but I'm also kind of using this as a segue to head over, into the Middle East and then Africa, because it's comprised of Turkish members. And in fact, their music, they play a lot of traditional music that has been psychedelicized. It's called Anatolian rock. And they both perform original compositions, but they also do these psychedelic covers of traditional Turkish folk songs. I bought this purely blindly. I just loved the cover, and it's really, really good music. And the needle drop I'm going to have for you, if I can pronounce it correctly, I don't know if it's Turkish or if it's Dutch, but it's Tatli, I think it's Tatli, Dile, Güler, Yüze. Okay, now we're moving from Turkey, even though we were up in the Netherlands, moving over into North Africa. And we're going to talk about a band. I've recently talked about them a little bit, and that is this one, Tinariwen, and the album is Amassakoul. It was released in 2004. They are what is called Saharan blues. It is a Tuareg style of music from Mali. That's where they are from. I've talked a lot about Mdou Mokhtar, who is from Niger, but that's also Tuareg music, because the Tuareg are a nomadic people who go across the Sahara Desert, across many borders. They were formed by people, this band here, Tinariwen, they were founded by people who had been conscripted into military service under Gaddafi in Libya. So much of their music, while the style is blues, very recognizable blues at times, it is also very political and very socially aware and conscious. The needle drop I'm going to play for you is a song called Chet Boghassa. Next, we are going to be heading a little bit south in Africa, well, very, very south in Africa, and we're going to be talking about Zamrock from Zambia, and the band is Witch. This is the record Lazy Bones that was initially released in 1975. They're re-releasing a lot of Witch's records, so they're a little more easy to find. I've got several of them now because they're showing up in record stores. Very much a garage style rock music, very recognizable as rock music, with influences coming from bands like, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and many others, particularly European bands. And the needle drop I'm going to play for you is a song called Motherless Child. Now we're going to jump across the pond from Africa to South America. And the band is this one here, Los Saicos. And the album is called Demolicion, and it was released in 2010. And what it is it's a compilation of, all their singles. I really don't think when they were together that they released an album. That was pretty much all singles that they released. They are a Peruvian garage rock band. Some say they are the original progenitors of punk. They are from the early 1960s, from about 1963, I think, to about 1966, maybe, somewhere around there. 65, a lot of these songs are from 1965 and 66, it looks like. So I've got a needle drop for you for the song that is Camis de Fuerza.
su camión, el que le carga, esperando carbón, tocando pared, quiero volar,
Now the next one is, again, we're in South America, and this is a Brazilian psychedelic band, Os Mutantes. This is their eponymous album from 1968. And it is psychedelic, but also experimental. And they had kind of a cult status among music collectors, particularly psychedelic music collectors. They are re-releasing their catalog, but because they are imports, they are going to be, a little pricier, $30, $40, for the record. And the needle drop I'm going to play for you is a song called Minha Menina.
ela é minha menina, e eu sou o menino dela. Ela é o meu amor, e eu sou o amor todinho dela. Chama! Na lua prateada se esconder, e só dourado aparecer. Amanheceu lindo dia, cheirando alegria, pois eu sonhei e acordei pensando nela. Pois ela é minha menina, e eu sou o menino.
Now we're at the last one, and that is an Argentinian band that is known as Los Gatos. And this is their eponymous debut from 1967. Another one that has been reissued that you can, it's not widely distributed, but you may be able to find it. And again, because of being, an import, if you're buying in the United States, you're likely to pay again around $30 or $40 for it, perhaps. It's a garage psychedelic, very much influenced, I think, by the Beatles and Mersey Beat type music of that era. And the needle drop is the song La Balsa.
Estoy solo y triste acá en este mundo abandonado. Tengo una idea, esa de irme al lugar que yo más quiera. Me falta algo para ir, pues caminando yo no puedo. Construiré una balsa y me iré a naufragar. Tengo que conseguir mucha madera.
Well, there you have it, my contribution to the thread. As you can see, I had 13 items instead of 10. So I showed you 13 instead of show you 10. And as I mentioned, for some of the artists, I will have links to videos that I had done in the past about them. I'll have a link to the original thread, so you can go check out the channel Rufus. Please do and subscribe. And I hope you all enjoyed that. Remember that I have a I'm on Instagram, except that my handle on Instagram is at newsdude76, and that's NEWZDUDE 76. And I do have a Facebook page that basically I post things other than just my own video content there, but it also goes by the name of Calvin Wazoo. So I hope you enjoyed that, and always remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.